Seems like these videos might always start with me walking out of this condo building where I am in San Juan del Sur. I've been here 30 days now. I've been following the route of my travels from here in San Juan del Sur, and over the last 30 days going 50 kilometers in and around this area from the border of Costa Rica, where you actually cross at Peñas Blancas, all the way to the other border where there's a military base past El Pochete. We've been all the way down to El Astunal. That's the entire coastal highway. We showed you a little bit of the highway past the Chococentro Reserve, and with Howard this morning, he's right here. And we're getting ready now to go off to Ometepe. Now, Ometepe and the ferry terminal is in San Jorge. I took you there. I think you might have seen that. And there they have a really nice beach along the Lake Nicaragua. And across at the San Jorge terminal, the tourist area, is where you catch the ferry to go across. So that's where we're going right now. Today, we're going to spend the day at Ometepe so I can bring you all of the highlights from that location. And as I pack up here, bear with me, this is what we're doing. And then tomorrow, we're back at Playa Mariana doing our thing there. Really exciting changes that are taking place on site and getting ready for the, I guess you might say, the rainy season that's coming up, or the wet season, or the green season, depending upon what you like to call it. So stick with us for more updates and adventures of Howard and Kevin going around Nicaragua and bringing you the best that this country has to offer. And when you see what you like, engage down below. Be sure to like, heart, follow, do all that good stuff, get that algorithm going so we know what you like, and so we can bring you more and more of everything that we're doing in Nicaragua. With me now at Puerto San Jorge, we're about to catch the ferry to Ometepe. We drove through this entrance, so when you come down here, you can park, and they got a whole bunch of parking over there. And the way to the ferry to catch it, hola, buen días. Way to catch the ferry straight ahead. You may have seen that in a previous video of when I was down here, but I was only seeing the area of Puerto San Jorge and then the beach on the other side. You can kind of get a peek through the fence. But today I'm going on the ferry. So when you normally come down here, you come through that door right there, and there are ticket booths right over there. We drove in, so we're parking for the day. And then once you walk through and you pay for your ticket to enter the area here, you'll walk over here to the ferry terminal. You kind of see that where those guys are standing. Well, that's the ticket booth where you normally get your tickets. All set?
Go.
Go where?
Hurry up.
All right, vámonos pues. I follow you.
You want to pay first here.
Oh.
$77.
¿Cuánto vale?
77.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna go pay for our rentals and come back in a second. You're with me right now, Kevin Fleming, on the ferry to Ometepe. This is my first adventure here on this ferry to go across this hour ride. So I thought I'd give you an inside look of what's happening and what it looks like here on the ferry. Gracias, amigo. And so I'm here with Howard. We're going to Ometepe for the day, as you've been following along. And up top on this ferry, it's actually fairly small. So you can see here's the captain's area right over here. They're passing out the life vest. It is 11:20. You know, I always show you the time and where I am on the date. And it's May 21st today. Could be the 22nd. I'm not quite sure. But it is Friday, the end of the week. And we are heading across to Ometepe, where Madeiras and Concepcion are located. And everyone's laughing. I don't know if they want to be on camera or not. But there's another side to the ferry over here. And in another video you might have seen, straight ahead that way is the park area of San Jorge, which is really nice in there. They have a lot of opportunities there for kids to play, but it's really hot. The last time I was there, it was like 36 degrees out there. You may have seen that video in another one. But we're now going to get a cool ride. Hola, buen días. And there's lots of people getting ready to go in just a little bit. So everybody's laughing. We're going to have a good time. The ferry ride is 1 hour. And we're heading to the other side where we have our quad rented for the day. And then we'll be making our way back here at the end of the day. So follow this video for more. Keep watching to the end. One never knows what's going to happen next. Made it to the other side of the ferry terminal. We're now at Puerto Las Brisas. And I didn't know what the name was on the other side, but when you get to the other side of Ometepe, you basically walk off. You walk off that ferry there. It was about an hour and it was really calm on the Lake Nicaragua. And perhaps it gets a little rougher on some other days, but it's really nice out right now. As you can see, the sky, it's pretty clear, a few clouds, volcano in the background. And we are gonna go look for, what are we looking for? We're looking for a quad?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go find our quad right now. And probably as you continue to watch these videos, you're gonna see us riding around on that quad very soon. with me now. I am at Ojo de Agua on Ometepe Island. This is a bit of a natural reserve and spring, and it's a very touristy area. In fact, this place is really set up. So just like the beaches, traveling around in and around San Juan del Sur, come and experience this firsthand with me, because I've never been here before. I'm not even sure if I've seen a video of this before, but I'm gonna walk to make sure I don't trip, to give you a look at the same time of what it is I am discovering here in Nicaragua at Ometepe Island. Again, that's Ojo de Agua is where I'm located right now. Now, I don't have time to swim today. In fact, we only have a couple hours to be in and around this area before we gotta catch the ferry back. It took an hour to get here. Now, we rented a quad, and the roads are amazing. They have these paver stone roads all throughout the island. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty popular place. Now, I believe in and around this area, there's other little natural things to see, but this appears to be the main attraction in and around this natural preserve area. So I think that's about it. There's not much more to see here. I wish I could jump in the water, but we just don't have that much time. You're with me now on the road on Ometepe Island, another highway in the middle of Nicaragua. Not only in the middle of Nicaragua, but more or less in Lake Nicaragua. And I'm visiting Ometepe Island here to show you another amazing location here in Nicaragua to visit. And I had not been here like I'm exploring today. I was only here really quick once before, but that was like a helicopter dropping down. So I really didn't see the island that much. But now that I've been on the ground and going up and down kilometers of road, at least 10 kilometers of these roadways in and around the island, I'm finding it very, very interesting. You certainly need more time. So when you're coming to Ometepe Island, don't come for the day like I am. I'm just coming for a few hours. You should spend a couple days here because there's lots to do. And I didn't know how much there really was to do until I got on the island and they gave us the map, which we're following. And to get over there, it looks close, but it's not. It could take like almost a half hour to get over there, maybe even 40 minutes along the roads, at least on one of these quads. And I'm hanging out with Howard. You guys all recognize Howard. Say hi, Howard.
Hi, everyone.
And he's doing a great job driving us around and capturing some amazing film and footage for you guys to see. So Ometepe Island, definitely a must-see, okay? We're gonna keep going to see what other kind of cool spots we can find, and I'll bring those to you right away. it to another beach and another tourist attraction, except this time we are on Ometepe Island. And you made it to this far of the video, you might be watching a clip. We made it to this tourist area called Punta Jesus Maria. And there's the one of the volcanoes of the two that are on the island. I believe that one is Concepcion and Madeiras is the green one. I could be wrong about that. But there's a bit of a tourist area here. When you come off the ferry, I guess you go left. We went right, and then we came all the way back to this particular area. But I'm really liking Ometepe. When you want to get lost and really relax, chill out, and basically vegetate, not have to think about too much, Ometepe Island is a pretty good place to go. And from what I've seen so far, I've seen pharmacies, plantain fields, cattle ranches, a lot of tiendas, schools, all sorts of transportation on the island. I can't tell you about the internet just yet because I haven't stopped anywhere to eat. It is 3 o'clock on this sweaty Friday afternoon, and we're going to head to the ferry terminal now because it's that time to go back. And we are going all the way to Granada. Tomorrow is a big day. We're heading off to Playa Mariana again to check on the progress weekly. We continue to do that, and as you look around, I already walked from the entrance along the water, but we are on Ometepe Island in the middle of Lake Nicaragua, more or less, about an hour ferry ride from San Jorge, and there are these little secret places that you're going to find on the island. Now, I have underestimated how much time you need to spend here because while we've cruised probably at least 15 kilometers on the island, the roads are amazing. We've only really been to 2 real tourist areas, and I haven't been able to stop at any hotels. But I'm going to try and do that, at least one, on the way out, so I hope to bring that to you shortly. time on Ometepe Island. It was absolutely incredible. The ferry was really easy to get across. It was only about an hour there and back. And there was so much to do on that island. You could spend 3-4 days easily, maybe even more, because you probably want to relax. We just got off the ferry now. We were kind of like the last ones to walk off. And we had a quad waiting for us on the other side, which is a lot of fun, although when you're wearing a helmet, it gets a little hot. That said, we're here in San Jorge now. This is where the ferry terminal is in the Rivas district. And Lake Nicaragua certainly is a real treat and a real gem. And what I found really amazing about Ometepe is when you get to the island, all the water around there is very, very calm. When you leave and you cross over with the boat, of course, it's a little bit rougher, as you can see. What you're looking in front of me here is Playa San Jorge, right? So here we're at the pier, San Jorge, Puerto San Jorge, and over there is Playa San Jorge. You may have seen that in a previous video, but all in all, I have to say the experience was certainly one that someone should come to Nicaragua and see and experience for themselves. It was great. It's almost 10 after 5 right now, and the sunset is starting to go down. I believe the sunset's at about 5:50. And then everything shuts down. We just made the ferry back. We just got there with 5 minutes to spare. Literally, that's it. 4 o'clock is the last ferry off the island, and we just made it back in time because we got a little bit lost on the island and past the road to get to where the ferry terminal was to come back. But we made it. We made it. So now it's a trip back to Granada, and then tomorrow prepare ourselves for a huge day at Playa Mariana. So continue to follow for more. Wherever you're watching this video, whatever clip it is, click down below in the description. Follow the links to other amazing videos behind the scenes here in Nicaragua and everything that this country has to offer.